going to sleep. 10-4, copy.
so sure that dog is really cute. I want to go talk to him. But I can't. He's so cool. And I never got to exchange contact information with him. Promise me that we talk sometime and then he'd show me so many things. I never told him what radio channel I'm on. Where he lives. What's his radio channel? I don't know how I'm ever gonna figure out. I have to go look for it unless I can get to Pendant secretly and talk to him. It's not thrown away, it's just away. So I can't. I'm not married to this lady, but then I don't think it's gonna become permanent if Artemis is like, goes down. What's the word? I don't know. That I'm the worst person in the world. No fucking reason. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I did wrong.
Nightmare.
Something.
You all right up there?
Yes, I'm just talking to myself.
Alright, so long as you're not in too much distress.
No, I'm okay. Talking helps me work through it.
Alright, I will keep that in mind.
The others came home if you want to talk to them.
I might.
Ingram, you were Ingram. I meant Julian.
Yes.
Julian and Artemis, and they brought Dr. Helio with them.
They did?
Yep.
I wonder if he got my message.
I don't know, but he's here if you want to talk to him.
I might. Will you be alright with that?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna take up all your time. They're your, I don't know, friends. They're your, comrades.
I'll make sure not to direct any of them over here, though.
Okay.
Just so you're more comfortable.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Where would the others be? Likely either the kitchen or the workshop, but they could surprise me. Oh, probably the gates. Now that I think about it, that makes more sense. Depends how recently they got back. Wait, they'd be at the other gate. Artemis brought all his dogs. Just need to follow the smell of dog, I suppose.
Time for you. Sit. No, sit.
Actually ridiculous.
Sit. How is this ridiculous?
All of these dogs.
Wait,
This is a
Dr.
perfectly
Ingram.
normal amount of dog.
Dr.
Hello.
Helios?
It's been some time.
You got back safe, Artemis. And it has.
I did.
You know, I think Autumn has scared away all the infected. Didn't see a single one over here.
Really now?
Yes. Something that we should probably talk about later.
Yes, that does seem pertinent.
In fact, we haven't seen any the entire day.
Hmm.
Can't account for the night, though. We were in the lighthouse.
No. The night seems to be bringing out stranger varieties than I've seen here so
You know
far.
what? I was trying to find some last night, but I just couldn't. There wasn't even runners.
Hmm.
I think I maybe saw one.
Hmm.
But other than that,
What
all of them were... Oh,
what city were you in?
I was in that neighborhood. Artemis, do you know which one it's called?
The neighborhood that is just across the bridge.
Yes, that one.
To the right, Imperious. That one is Terraville.
Hmm.
There was, I mean, normal infected there. I doubt even enough to be called a horde.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Of course, there was that ancient one in the hospital.
Hmm. That isn't particularly anomalous, though.
No, I think that one's been there for, well, it has been there for years.
At least 50.
We were going to get something to eat. Do you want to join us?
I'm alright with that, sure.
All right.
Speaking of which, we need to take your measurements.
Hmm?
Weight, height, blood type, preferred color.
Excuse me?
Well, I
for?
noticed that you're a little lighter. Lost Artemis.
You'll want to go up.
You can take a seat. I can make something.
No, my
Okay.
replacement's being worked on.
Okay, well, don't let me get ahead of myself. You know how to contact me, though, if you ever need something more... Advanced feels rude. Different?
Specialized?
Specialized.
Hmm.
Trouble finding recipes.
No, I'm trying to remember something.
So out of curiosity, why are you here?
Well, I wanted to take the brunt of the blow for whatever happened to Artemis, considering he was out later than he was supposed to be, which is entirely my fault if anyone else, because it is true.
Yes, Asriel was
This is a cantaloupe.
quite miffed. Yes?
Artemis.
Are you okay?
Where did you get it?
From the garden where I grew them.
How long have we had cantaloupes?
About a week. Thus having the correct mold cultures?
You all are a charming
Nobody told me that. I was still looking for them.
Oh.
I will mark those off of my... Do we
Yes.
have anything else that was on the list?
Uh,
Garlic, oranges, tomatillos,
yes.
black beans?
Yes, we have all of those now. As of
What?
as of today.
I'm gonna take 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead. Okay, in my
Have that
defense,
written anywhere or?
in my defense, I had not seen him since I was given those.
Okay. Yeah.
And also in my defense, it is in the process of being catalogued.
Okay.
Good to know.
Honestly, this is like the smallest thing.
I don't know, he seems a little upset.
Oh yeah.
Tiny bit. Little bit.
He takes this very seriously.
the cataloging of planting fruits?
Not the catalog, just the having it.
Oh. Does he fancy cantaloupes?
No, no, it is the optimal matrix in order to get an aerobic strain of Penicillium chrysogenum.
Ah. So then why is he worried?
Because I had already acquired it and he was looking for it for me.
Ah.
No need to be rude about it.
Apologies, it's just...
It's fine.
You all are so lively here.
Apologies for not telling you earlier, Artemis. I thought the news had gotten your way.
Certainly hadn't.
No, you'll be happy to hear that the olives are also beginning to germinate.
Oh, yes.
what?
Oh my
Olives.
We have olives?
Yes. Like I
So
said, I got a bit of a delivery while you were out.
God. From where?
what? When did you say that?
What sources do you have access to?
Brocker made a bit of a deal, and now we have quite a few seeds.
I mean, better call Brocker, I suppose.
That would be good. That'll stay good for a while.
I don't think he's particularly in the mood for conversation right now.
Either that or...
Mm.
Definitely do. Yeah, that one. Okay. And... I'll be right back. I have to get something from the farm.
Alright.
Of course.
Okay.
I have no idea what he's making.
I don't know either.
Probably something amazing.
Yeah. It's
Worthy
Artemis.
of a hunter. How have you been, Ingram?
Well, I would say the last 24 hours have been frantic and exciting for me, but also have given me considerable eye strain.
Sounds like you are making progress.
Yes, but there are only so many hours in a row you can stare at different mold samples.
Believe me, I understand. It's a lot.
At least until your eyes start disagreeing with you.
At that point, you just have to start making stories up in your head about the different mold samples. Have you heard of Molio and Juliet? It's maddening, but
Just
it's
a
fun.
touch maddening. No, it was less a mental strain and more of my eyes were drying out.
Fair enough.
So what have you
Can't
been
blink
up
for
to?
a moment. Well, recently. How recently are we talking?
Since we last saw each other?
Well, had a little excursion to the farm. Then, well, I mean, when Artemis found me, I was studying the infected because I had heard that they were now exploding. I was hoping to see something for myself. Unfortunately, there was nothing but normal infected.
No, there are two distinct varieties that seem to be in much higher numbers than usual.
What's bothering me is the rapid decline. When me and Hyacinth were out, it looked like they were coming towards us in droves. Maybe she's just loud, but when I was out there, there was barely any. Certainly no hordes.
I'm not sure that's an encompassing problem, but it is something I'll keep in mind.
And
Just
you?
going to take a note or two.
What?
Well, first, did I already ask your name?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my mind's frazzled.
It's Julian.
Yes. How have you been?
Alright.
Anything exciting happen recently?
I'm not allergic to penicillin. That's setting.
That's... You'd be pretty bad if you were. Especially considering all the work that I hear Ingram's been going through.
Yeah.
Well, there's not exactly a purpose to the work if it's going to end up choking someone through anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, that would suck.
It would.
Would be really unfortunate.
No, I've managed to find 2 allergies between everyone here so far, but there's still a couple I need to test.
Anything to do with chocolate?
No, I meant specifically for the penicillin.
Oh.
No.
I was going to say I had chocolate, but I ate it.
I believe there's actually some in the cabinets already.
I did not mean to open that. It's crazy how my hand just reached around with a backpack in hand and I just... You know, I hadn't intended to give my arm an extended grip feature, but apparently I can reach around tables with little effort. I'm going to have to
Yeah.
work that out later.
So you called it an excursion to the farm.
Yes.
Is that normally what you call being injured, or?
So you heard about that?
Yeah, I visited the farm. Went on a flower picking journey with Hyacinth.
I try to keep such things close to my chest. But
I think you
yes.
made everyone think that you lost your arm
I did.
out there. Yeah.
I definitely did. No doubt about it, I did.
No, but you have that one, and that there's no way you made that in like a few days.
You'd be surprised.
I would be surprised, actually.
I could show you. Of course, you'd need materials readily available. I was just lucky to have a teacher that, well, had the time.
Why
Right.
exactly would constructing such an arm require you to know my blood type?
That one was just morbid curiosity.
It was the blood type and not the color. Like the favorite color that threw it all.
Well, the favorite
Okay.
color is obviously a personal preference.
Okay.
As well, color could be used for a prosthetic. That one made sense. The use of blood does not.
I don't have blood running through this thing. I can pop it off just as easy.
That would be weird.
See? Look at that. Well, let's pull the sleeve up first. Go on. To be honest with you, building it isn't as hard as, well, going through the thought process to actually make it. I mean, to be honest, it's a miracle. If such a thing was widespread throughout the world, I'm sure it would make millions, if not billions.
It's
Capitalism.
functioning off a simple sleeve like that on your nub. How exactly are you controlling it?
So I'm sure that you're aware of how the brain communicates to the rest of the body, right?
Yes.
It's within the nub. Of course, it will be a little painful at first. You will have to, in simple terms, put a sort of connector. That connector will pick up on the electrical signals that your brain would be sending to your arm. And after that, well, you simply attach the arm.
You probably should start with that if you're offering to make someone a new arm.
Well, it's custom made for everyone. This one was custom made for myself. Oh, actually, I should ask if you're willing to let me put a piece of metal in your stub.
I'm sorry?
Well, to have it be detachable, of course.
I
There
haven't
is
agreed to the
obviously-
procedure yet.
Well, I'm saying that is one of the things that we'd have to go over.
Yes, that would make sense. However, this procedure isn't one of my intents right now.
Then I will lay off.
Yeah, save the stabbing for later.
No, plenty of that.
What?
Inside joke.
Clearly very outside if someone's getting stabbed. Blood would be everywhere.
Yes, but the knife would be inside. What, too much?
Is this about... Forgive me for being nosy, word of mouth is very strong. Rylan?
Yeah.
I heard that he got stabbed twice?
Unfortunately, yes.
No wonder you're so grumpy.
No, he was like that before.
I figured, but I was hoping.
Don't think it's particularly helping, though.
Oh, definitely not.
No.
I feel like I'd get stabbed if I walked around hating people all the time.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel the weight of my sins on my back.
That's a crazy way to put it. Okay.
Oh my god, same.
What?
Welcome back from the farm. Did you get lost?
No.
Okay.
Did you think I got lost?
You were just
Did take
taking
an
a bit.
awfully long while.
This farm's not that far from here.
No, it's really not.
Artemis, were you just in the farm?
Yeah.
Was someone there?
What?
Was someone there, excluding you?
No.
Okay.
What?
Does anyone else feel that?
Boy, I love having mildly concerning medical episodes when I'm trying to be angry. Artemis?
Oh dear.
That would do it. Hey, what? No, hold.
He knows better.
Oh,
Perhaps I should move out of this as well.
no, wait.
Find somewhere else to be, Four Eyes.
I would.
Go with Ingram. Go see the mold tank.
Unfortunately, I am responsible for Artemis's departure.
What the fuck are you talking
Don't admit
about?
that. Don't admit that.
I can't not.
Okay.
That would be.
Artemis's departure?
While I was in the town, I struck a conversation with Artemis, and then one thing led to another, and we started traveling, and then it's my fault that he wasn't answering his radio, and I'm sorry.
I don't care.
Okay,
Get lost, Four Eyes.
fair enough. You know what?
Go explore the mold tank.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I'm scared out of my mind.
She does have that
Come
effect
dude,
on people.
I don't want to hear that.
No, no, come on.
I mean, they can't say that I didn't try. So,
You're lucky she didn't stab you.
you know, I
think
was
she's
bracing for it.
more focused on being angry at Artemis at the moment.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, we're out of the danger zone for now.
Also, Four Eyes?
Don't take it personally.
I don't know, it kind of hurt.
To be fair, out of her insults, that's a relatively minor one.
Yeah.
And I think that's the worst part. Mold tank.
Yes, if you wanted to see it, it's... I haven't put the actual brass to incubate it yet, but...
Oh, I'd be interested.
No, I've set up a smaller scale penicillium lab in order to extract enough penicillin to at least support the people here,
What
as
happened to
well
my
as
glass?
a bit of...
What the What's
I-
this?
I'm going to be honest, I put that up because a brick was thrown through it, and I didn't want the breeze getting through.
That sounds like the work of
Who
Brocco.
bricked my glass? What the fuck?
I mean, from what I've heard, Brocco likes throwing bricks.
No, it wasn't Brocker.
Rylan?
No, there was a bit of an incident.
What?
Seems to be a lot of those around here.
I just fixed this shit.
Wait,
Man,
you just fixed it?
I repaired all of the glass on all of the floors.
As of this week, though.
The upper floors.
Mm,
No.
no,
That's fine.
the large event that happened this week.
No.
Yes.
Okay. I will have to check all the floors then.
I mean, I could assist if... I mean, I might as well put in work while I'm here. That's if Ingram doesn't pull me aside.
Okay, well, I think you wanted to look at the mold first.
I did. That's actually very
Yeah.
true. Thank you.
Yeah. Glass can wait. Man.
No. No, the laboratory's over here.
Labeled door.
Feel free to go in. Look at any of the notes if you want. There's... It's fairly to the point.
This place is fascinating.
I did put my microscope away, but other than that, everything's here.
What in the world?
What's wrong?
You got all of this? How
Yeah.
long have you been here?
About a month.
Even then. This is impressive.
you. I put a decent amount of work into it. But, no, isolating Chrysogenum isn't too bad. These are primarily empty because I've moved most of them into rejects, a few to process.
Hmm.
Because they actually have the samples I need.
Hmm.
No, I found a couple different growths of Chrysogenum. No Rubens, though that would have worked as well. Those just need to be brought to the compost, but I haven't bothered yet.
I mean, there's always more use for such a thing.
No, I looked over each of them. There wasn't exactly any penicilliums that were particularly standing out to me as important.
A shame.
But yes, incubation tank with proper growth parameters, shake tables to separate the penicillin chemical from the rest of the penicillia. Oh?
Guests.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
Cherry?
Hi. Hi.
How are you? Okay.
Did something happen?
Cherry has informed me that Lucky is inside
What?
the building.
What? Alright, no, you're free to stay in the lab as long as you need.
Okay.
How
I'm
about-
stressed.
How about we
He was
talk?
I would
Wanna
be
talk?
as well.
He was whispering things to me and then was behind me.
Oh.
That's
Wait, in my
horrifying.
house?
Outside. Right outside your house.
That is concerning.
I don't know where he went after that. I turned around and he was gone. He booked it somewhere. I don't know.
If I see that man, I'm dealing with him.
I
And
have a feeling that he's waiting for Artemis
I
to get alone so he can talk to him, as
You're-
things
you're
tend to go between them.
You're confident that this wasn't a visual hallucination?
I don't know how he could get in.
I'm pretty
again,
confident.
was-
I've heard that he has a
Maybe.
wingsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible
I
he
don't
flew
know.
over the walls?
I
Yes.
genuinely can't tell if that was real or not, but
Hmm.
or if that's just my paranoia getting to me. But oh my god.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Do you want me to do a sweep of the house at least to make sure he isn't in there?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose we could stay with you here.
Okay.
Yes, I'll just be a moment.
I don't think... Ingram, you shouldn't go alone.
Mm.
Okay, I'll
I-
go with you. Huh?
I'm confident in my own abilities.
Respectfully, you have one arm.
Respectfully, you don't know the amount of one-handed weaponry I'm carrying on me.
As someone who frequently has one arm,
Alright, not hiding in the bathroom.
I don't see any on the stairs.
Oh. Bedroom doesn't appear to be tampered with.
I don't see a Lucky Luxworth.
House is clean of Lucky. Oh, cute. The-
You know,
Jellyfish weren't there before.
it doesn't make sense. I mean, I'd understand if your house was outside, but it's built in here. There's several people that he would have been spotted by.
That was a intentional decision to build it here.
So then why or how? Alright. The house is clear at the very least, but
Okay.
You do have my full permission to hide in here if you believe that's necessary.
Okay.
If you want help, I could go a few days without sleeping.
It's fine. It's a complicated situation. I'm just.
Besides, sleeping shifts are more efficient in that sort of matter.
I take micro sleeps.
Fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
No.
I'm just worried he's going to hurt me when he sees me.
Okay, you should definitely stay here then.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know. I tried to apologize to him after it happened, and then he wasn't home, and I was like, oh shit, I did something bad.
Cherry, I'm going to be completely honest with you right now. No matter what you did there, unless it was, say, murder, violence should not be his response.
I don't. He was whispering, remember, Forrest, remember, I gotta go hunting things. I'm like, oh, nar. I don't wish. I don't wish.
Do you want to go upstairs at least, where you can watch Eugene?
Oh, Eugene.
Mm-hmm. It'll make sense.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna go see Eugene.
Okay,
You guys are
let's-
gonna come meet Eugene.
Let's all go meet Eugene.
We're gonna go meet Eugene.
Okay.
Eugene is gonna be through all this. What?
When did he put it in upstairs?
He's silly
I
looking.
couldn't sleep.
I've never seen a live crab until today.
Definitely one of the more
Julian,
interesting crustaceans.
Look at Eugene.
As opposed to the lobster.
Oh.
What do you got against lobsters?
No. Lobsters are fascinating. I need to find me one myself.
Oh.
Why lobsters in particular, then?
I'm sure you're aware of their aging properties.
That
I'm
they
not.
can
You
get
tell me.
incredibly old?
Yes, and the only thing that really kills them is their inability to move, not the age itself.
Whoa.
I wasn't
But
aware of that.
Imagine a lobster that could grow infinitely and still have the energy to keep up with its growth. Of course, it would be ginormous, but it
That would be a giant fucking lobster.
technically an immortal giant lobster.
Wouldn't it fail due to the
Giant
square
lobster.
cube law?
Good question. I don't think anyone's ever gotten
I want a giant lobster.
What
Make
would you
this
do with a
happen.
giant lobster?
I don't know. I would ride him through the streets, I think.
You know you'd have to feed your giant lobster.
I would feed him so well.
Now, what do you feed a regular lobster, Jerry?
What do lobsters eat? Do they eat infecteds? I could feed them infecteds.
No, that's not it. Try again.
Are they the plant eaters or like the meat eaters?
That's for you to decide. This is your quiz.
What? I didn't know I was being quizzed.
You are. You want to learn biology, do you not?
Do they eat kiwis?
They do not eat kiwis.
Ah, fuck. Mangoes.
Nope.
Snails.
No.
Eels.
You're getting closer.
Oh, sand.
That is not a biotic thing.
Really?
No, sand is abiotic.
I think I'm being beckoned.
Oh?
Hello?
What?
Hi.
Oh.
Okay, that's a
Hi.
little less scary than the original option.
I don't know. I don't know.
Would you be willing to hear Artemis out for a moment? I'll be right there.
Up to
don't
you,
have to say
Cherry.
yes.
I can try.
Okay.
Maybe. One sec. I'm being spoken to.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Give me like 5 minutes. I'm being beckoned to do brain dishes.
Go inside the room. Be safe.
Brain-
Alright.
All right,
alright.
let me have a little crisis just right here as I think about this decision really hard.
Time to do brain
Turn
dishes.
the radio over channel 5 when you're back.
Understood.
I don't have a okay.
Radio using Ingrams. It's not like they're using it anyway.
Hmm.
Rude.
You also turned off your radio.
I was actively having a conversation with Cherry, and Asriel and Artemis were arguing over the radio.
Yeah.
What a charming group.
Hmm.
She's terrifying.
Yeah.
Which is, weirdly enough, Artemis is like, I mean, scary, but more like a teddy bear. She feels more like an electric eel.
That's a new one. Oh, I didn't bring my book.
Either that or an anglerfish.
Okay, well, she's prettier than an anglerfish, so.
Well, anglerfish lure in their prey before revealing their hit. I don't want to say that she's. I feel like that'll get me killed, so. Maybe not
Mars.
anglerfish.
No.
Maybe not anglerfish.
How about we stop comparing Asriel to various animals?
That's actually a fantastic idea. I hope Broker's been getting rest. Although, with everything that's been going on, I doubt it.
I tried to get him to take some rest, but believe he's a bit shaken after seeing some of the newer infected variants.
Sure. He seems to have a lot on his mind.
He does.
Hopefully he'll learn that our naps are not enough to sustain a human brain.
No. No, they are not. Perhaps I'll have to chase him down later and make sure he sleeps.
I would join you, but I don't think either of us could stop him if we tried.
Perhaps not conventionally.
There's always more methods other than brute force.
Something wrong, Julian?
Nope.
Alright.
If you don't mind me asking, what is it that you do around here?
I'm kind of the maintenance guy. I do all the tech shit.
Fond of engineering?
Yeah.
You know, if you're willing, I could show you how the arm works. More in depth, at least.
Right now?
Not right now, no.
No.
As much as I'd love to jump the gun, I just got it back, and I'm not really willing to part with it just yet.
I'm not gonna break your arm.
I'm not saying that you would.
That also sounded kind of fucked up. I
You
wouldn't
know-
normally break your arm.
Originally, see, it feels like you made it, like, that feels worse. Like it,
Yeah.
that just...
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not always good at this whole conversation thing myself.
Yeah, I'd like to look at the metal arm at some point. That would be cool.
Of course. Maybe we can get you one. In case, accidents occur.
Yeah, I thought you were about to offer to chop his off.
I do consider this superior to my old one.
Oh, Lord.
I'm good with the ones I got.
Suit yourself.
If I lose it, I'll know who to call.
Hey, rather take a bite to the arm than to the neck.
Yeah, that is true. I'm infected anyways.
Sorry, I've been alerted of a frighteningly terrifying idea. Someone has been talking about gingivitis.
Oh, God.
Oh, not this again.
That's not real.
I didn't think it was.
Although, looking at your hair, maybe it is.
What? What? I don't
I think
I don't-
those are beads.
Yeah.
follow.
No, that's just my hair.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh.
no, because your hair is orange at the end.
What?
It is.
Are you colorblind?
No, that's orange. That's orange.
Mhm.
This is not.
What
That's
color do you
not-
think
Oh.
it is?
Yes, what color do you think that is?
I mean, maybe like a lighter brown.
Oh.
Oh,
It's not orange.
I think
It
we found
is.
another one.
Yeah.
It's not. No, it's not. It's not orange. It's not true.
It's like the same orange these chairs have.
That's impossible.
Is it?
It's like the top of this candle.
That's. Excuse me, I need a minute.
I can't believe this has happened twice. That's actually wild.
Absolutely wild. I think we brought that man to a crisis.
Well, the other one was also a crisis. I just never brought it back up to him again after that.
Sorry.
What's going to happen if we bring up...
I
Yes?
don't know. You good?
Yes.
Alright.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
no giant crisis of face over your hair?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Could always re-dye it for you.
I'd prefer you not to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
I put in a lot of work to get it like this.
I believe it. It looks nice.
Does.
Thank you. I don't. People don't compliment me on it often.
But the tips
Oh.
do look orange.
You can be wrong.
I can be, but I'm not in this situation.
Debatable. Someone just said that brown and orange are the same spot on the color wheel, and
Yep.
Did anyone else hear that?
No?
What was it?
It sounded like reloading.
Okay, I'm going to go check.
Yes.
And you stay here.
I'll watch over Cherry then.
Sorry. That did genuinely frighten me. I thought there was someone aiming a gun at the back of my head.
No, no. Occasionally you can hear the guards in the crow's nests reload their guns.
Could be, but
Right.
that sounded closer than.
Hmm. If it did happen, I didn't hear it.
Could be an auditory hallucination. I do suffer from those.
Oh, that would be quite plausible as well, then.
They're not usually that bad, though. I mean, they can be, but
Hmm.
out of the blue.
Stressful situation, then. You were temporarily emotionally compromised, thus a more powerful hallucination.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to be emotionally compromised about,
Oh.
other than the fact that I am bright, and I should be elated that my hair is not orange.
Mm-hmm. And what color are your eyes, then?
You know, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'd argue that they are. Someone next to me just started furiously brushing his teeth.
Well,
Do you need something?
I definitely did not hear that one.
No, he's just there. Now he's gone. He walked off. It's actually. Sorry, they get really bad sometimes. You need to check in
No.
on me every once in a while.
If you need me to do a reality check for you, I don't particularly suffer from any hallucinations, so.
They've been getting stronger recently. They used to just be wisps at the edge of my eyes, and now they're apparently full-blown humanoids.
Huh. Hmm. I'm sorry to hear that, but to some extent that's interesting.
Something that I have to study myself. Should definitely document that.
Do you have any reason that you believe the hallucinations are getting worse, or?
Stress.
That does tend to be the big one.
I'm worried
About?
someone close to me.
Oh.
They're lost. Haven't seen them in days.
Oh, that's
They're strong, so I trust them.
quite unfortunate. To you. I won't pry to who they are then.
Fair enough. I appreciate you respecting my privacy.
Well, curiosity in the back of my brain is going to be coming for me for a little while.
You can enter.
Yeah, I just like to say that you don't think it's some person here to shoot you.
Yes, I do appreciate that.
It was just Rylan.
Oh.
So it was a person here to shoot me.
No, I highly doubt Rylan would shoot you.
No, he wouldn't, but he acts like he would.
No,
Yes.
He says that you've been following him everywhere. Are you
I
like
got-
into him?
I got here first. Also, ew. Sorry, give me just one moment, if you will.
Okay. Rylan also had that reaction.
Violin.
Oh. Julian, do you want to know the easiest way to stop Ares and Rylan from fighting?
Yes.
When they get close to each other, ask them if they're going to kiss.
You are a genius. Oh my god, why didn't I think of that?
It makes them flee each other's vicinity.
I'm trying that next.
Oh. definitely do it.
Absolutely. Man. All the fights I could have stopped by now. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's so smart. Okay, well, good to know.
Yes. Well, Cherry seems to actively be
Oh, wait,
back
you
in
do?
reality.
Yeah.
Do you want me to inform the others that you're ready to talk, or...?
Yeah.
Okay. Asriel, Cherry is ready to talk now. Where should he meet you?
He can come to
The kitchen. Understood.
kitchen. Thank you, Bingo.
Alright. Do you want someone to
Okay.
accompany you, or...?
I'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you verify if something is real for me?
Yes, what's going on?
A man, around 6 feet tall, standing in the hallway, vibrating?
6 feet tall? No, no one of that height. The only
Good
people
to know.
who were in that hallway was myself and Julian, who...
I'm not 6 foot tall.
No,
And not vibrating.
not
You also don't
vibrating.
have brown hair.
Not vibrating, not having brown hair, and would need some impressive heels to reach that height.
I could pull it off.
Probably.
You could.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we don't exactly need to be in my house.
Oh no. Well,
Right.
it's really impressive that you did all that.
Thank you. Like I said, I was having trouble sleeping, and
Yeah,
projects.
I know. Is this before or after the arm?
I had prepared most of the pieces before, and beyond that, it was some clever use of vice grips and such to keep things in place.
Man, that's cool.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Truly.
No. Hmm. So, evolutionary biology. You mentioned that, but didn't exactly explain what it was you were focused on studying.
Well, that curious.
Naturally, I'm curious.
Well, if I hadn't given it away already, I'm studying the thing that has quite literally spread across this country like a wildfire.
I had presumed, but I didn't want to make an assumption.
You know what they say about assuming?
I do.
The voices in my head are fighting.
Would there be some sort of environment that would better calm them down, or...?
No, I don't think I can stop them.
Alright.
Actually, like, strangely, they're weird. They're very weird.
Fucking narcolepsy.
Hello, Rylan.
I already asked the question.
I feel like
You
he's
did!
following me. Listen, all I'm saying is I was here first. I feel like he's following me.
He lives here.
I live here!
Yeah.
Idiot!
Hey, that is rude. Nobody asked for name calling.
Well,
Yeah, that's right.
you're fucking everywhere I am. You're practically glued to my goddamn hip.
Oh.
You can walk away at any time. 5, 4,
Huh?
Oh.
3,
Countdown.
2,
I'm out. Goodbye.
and it's that simple.
What? could have just started counting at him.
The anticipation for the countdown of what could actually happen at the end of it is what's really frightening.
To be fair, I don't think that would have worked for Julian without a previous fear.
Yeah, I don't really have like the parental thing going on.
So, I mean, you say you tinker, right?
Yeah.
Put a wrench in your hands and start counting down.
Okay, well, it doesn't work if I already beat the shit out of him.
There's a difference between beating the shit out of him and rearranging his bones.
I think continued threats of violence might not be the best way to
They're
keep
jumping on
ongoing
one foot.
peace.
Yeah.
Why are they jumping on one foot?
Likely because you're continuing to pay attention to them.
That, you know, that would do it. I look away and pretend like they don't exist.
Why the fascination with mechanics, then?
Well, I mean, as I said, my area of study is biology. I picked up mechanics from, well, someone who's gone.
Sorry to hear that.
You remind me of him.
I do?
Yes.
Oh. Sorry?
No, he was a good man.
Okay. I was gonna say I could go put my makeup on. I haven't really been wearing it today.
You don't have to change.
Well, I normally wear it.
Oh, fair enough then. Do whatever makes you comfortable.
I'd have to go all the way upstairs. I'm good.
Feels weird just standing in the hallway here having this conversation.
Right. I
I
mean, you
feel
could
like
come
if
see my
I-
tech lab.
I could.
Sure.
I feel if I run into Rylan, he's going to yell at me.
Well, that's all.
Yes, but like, it's just like
He
a
also
hazard.
lives on this side of the stadium.
Yes.
Oh,
and
this is just
Julian lives on the other side, so.
Yeah.
good for you.
Maybe.
I'd argue definitely, but to each their own.
Well, if we did want to peek at that tech lab, it sounds like a good idea.
I wouldn't mind.
Okay, well, we have to go upstairs. So, haven't quite got the elevator in yet.
Yes, I saw the elevator carriage down on the ground floor. Excited to see that working.
I am too. It'd be very cool.
I can only imagine how often you have to go up and down these.
Yeah, I get my steps in.
I will definitely say it forces one to be fit.
If the apocalypse
Yeah.
didn't already. Also, just like to make sure, Rylan, never in my life. Seriously, I honestly would rather put a gun in my mouth. I have no idea.
Okay.
What
Listen.
did he mean by you picking alongside him then?
It's possible that he was referring to me taking care of Miss.
Oh. No,
But, like, I'm aware of how he feels about, but that's not my fault.
He likely wanted more time alone with dismissed.
I
then.
gave him time alone, believe me. I think it's just being in the same area. Regardless, this place is fascinating.
Thanks.
Definitely had some expansion since the last time I've been here.
Yeah, a lot of it was for making the lenses.
Yes, and I do greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm making space in my actual part of my house on the other side. Can't go in.
Oh, okay.
I have someone sleeping in there, so don't want to
I
disturb them.
will not
I understand.
interrupt
Yeah.
them.
Do
then.
not let me intrude.
I have a lower section now, so I'm gonna have space for another wrench. So, continue on that arm.
So many things. You said you tinkered. I never would have imagined this.
Why not?
I mean, tinkers. I mean, the least anything that's in here.
Julian tends to downplay his accomplishments a bit.
Down a little bit. Explain to me how any of this says tinker instead of full-blown engineer.
I mean, I don't know.
I do. I've met them.
No,
It's-
he also downplayed his accomplishments when we were at the university. He pointed out that angle we could have used to slay the warden there.
Okay, but you guys actually killed that thing.
You were the one who
Twice.
pointed the way that we could kill them.
Okay, I guess.
Without that, I mean, assuming that it was a very perilous situation, he very well could have died.
I don't think we would have died, but we wouldn't have gotten away as well as we did.
Were you within the radius of its sound waves? Sonic bursts.
We were.
It's a
However, it
miracle that you
was
survived.
relatively contained.
I've been thinking about the one near the hospital. There's also another one in a garage.
A garage?
Yes. By the cargo ship.
Oh, I've been in there.
Yes, there's a shrieker.
Yeah, no, Saturn summoned it and we left immediately.
Yes, cause
Oh.
too much noise around there and you will summon one. However, it
She
has
was
to...
singing.
Yes,
Oh,
that would do it. Yes.
Saturn.
I mean,
No.
at the very least, it is contained.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, that's a perfect place to monitor one. Assuming that I stay out of range of its sonic bursts. There's already metal bars, not something that I could breach containment, at least not easily. Something to look into later.
You'd likely want to build some sort of sound diversion that it will be occupied by. If you wanted a long study,
Possibly a snowball machine.
that would work.
What?
It sounds silly, but it's very effective.
Essentially, use any object that can be continuously thrown at little cost and have it hit something in the opposite direction of you. The ancient will attempt to follow the sound of the intruder and go after it.
Not to mention, for repetitive experiments, you'd want something that you could find in abundance. And snow is very literally falling from the sky. Snowball machine.
That's pretty smart.
In a few situations where I've been cornered by such things, I tend to throw vials or the like across the room. They make a very large shatter sound, and they seem to like that quite a bit.
They are blind,
Mhm.
or at least have very, very bad vision.
And if they have something with a sufficient smell in them, that entices them even more.
Point is, never get close enough for it to smell you.
Yeah.
If that
Be
wasn't
dead.
obvious already, yes, then you would
Yeah.
be probably plastered into a wall. Yeah.
Now,
Hmm.
it's interesting. I actually found a place that has that wildfire mycelium grows properly, as if ancients were going to be there, but someone had removed all of the shriekers, all of the bodies from there.
Troublesome.
How so?
I mean, it's good in a sense. If there's no study, or nothing to study, then there isn't an area of study. I understand the need to get rid of them, but I'd prefer you just move them to a contained location, like where Saturn was singing,
Hmm.
instead of just destroying them completely.
To some extent, though, they are still an incredibly high risk. And having some place to actually study the mycelium itself without having one's life at risk is interesting. I've been meaning to get back there once I'm a bit more whole.
I'd argue that everything worth chasing is high risk.
Well, that's a good point.
Yes, but risk can be managed to some extent.
I do try my best to minimize it whenever possible.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we could go back to that vault.
The what?
That is what I was
Hmm.
talking about.
Yeah. There's a vault with spores everywhere, but none of the streakers. And it's a working elevator, which is a miracle.
Yes, it appears to have their emergency backup generator running, most of their security cameras. Water filtration is not working, oxygen production is minimal, so I wouldn't trust it for extended periods of time. However, you aren't going to immediately hit dead air going down there.
What you are describing to me is a miracle.
Yeah, well, I mean, you travel with Hyacinth. She was there. She could probably show you.
Did she not talk to you after that?
We drift. She comes and goes. We travel together. We defend each other. But we're not always together.
I had told her to tell you that I wanted to have a conversation, so I suppose this is just luck.
Things slip her mind often. Like pain.
Oh?
Regardless, a working elevator and spores with no shriekers.
Like I said, the mycelium is intact.
I mean, we wouldn't even have to move them. We could just make a lab down there. Observe them in their own habitat.
Exactly.
Well, whatever they claim to be their habitat.
Yes, it's extended into some of the brickwork, so I wouldn't trust any of the amenities down there for certain, but...
You sure you don't want to take a drink from the infected water fountain?
Not unless I want my skull to burst open, no.
Who knows? Maybe the cure's in there.
Inside wildfire spores.
There will never be a cure.
Likely not. I think, if anything, elimination of wildfire would have to be a process of slowly pushing it back from different points of civilization until it is isolated and small, a systemic push.
Really?
It seems like one of the most likely ways. The actual strains are so disparate that even if there was a cure for just one strain, it wouldn't do much against the others, nor would just curing the cordyceps prevent the fact that there are still infected shambling out there and ready to devour you whole.
I had proposed a different hypothesis.
I'm willing to hear it.
Well, on the basis that the infected clearly do not attack their own,
Yes.
if one could find a way to tame a strain of the virus, then those that would be quote-unquote infected would be able to live their lives without at risk of being attacked by the infected. And it's clear that even then they don't attack each other at all. So we could be able to clear them out with maximum efficiency without any risk at all.
So I had actually been looking along those lines, trying to isolate what exactly it is that makes them not attack one another, because that isn't a universal truth. Both the new species called, we've been calling them bloaters, they appear to be willing to attack things that aren't considered their standard food source. They were attacking wildlife. But also, if we consider the ancient ones, they will attack infected still.
Well,
However,
at that point, it's just a matter of getting rid of the ancient ones.
true, but time still marches forward. Anyways, I'd been thinking instead of trying to find some sort of non-harmful version of the virus, which seems... it's a nice thought. Instead trying to isolate whatever chemical compound or signal that the infected were using to signify to one another that they are not to be attacked, not a threat. If that is a thing that could exist, you could essentially make a repellent.
It's not a bad idea. Arguably one of the greater ones.
I'm still trying to figure out if it is a chemical reaction between the two types of bodies, or if it is some sort of electromagnetic signal, but those are the two avenues I'm looking at right now. All outside the stadium, of course. I'm not bringing that stuff in here.
Right.
Naturally. I
That's
mean,
what I figured.
if you ever needed such a place, I know of an area.
That could be interesting.
It's far away from the militia, don't worry. You won't have some sudden infected growth. It's just, I've been experimenting for the past, well, years. I feel like I'm making progress. It's just finding a strain that isn't, well, aggressively eating the host from the inside out.
If you were to go for a more biological tactic like that, I think a better way would be to look at those with a natural immunity and try to trigger whatever that is in other people.
If only it were that simple.
Of course it isn't, but it is a different avenue.
Maybe if I ever find one. Who knows, maybe I'm immune and I cut off my arm for no reason.
Oh, so you were bit.
No, I just got this blown off by a shotgun.
Yeah, it just fell off.
Yes, it just, I mean, shedding my skin, you know.
Lobster.
Yes. Why do you think I brought it up?
Of course.
Out of,
I'm a
Should
lobster.
have known.
out of curiosity, how long after the bite did you amputate?
Almost immediately.
Seconds? Minutes?
I'd argue seconds. Definitely less than 5. Maybe more than 2.
That's impressive how quickly you were able to work on that.
You know, when you have a lot of voices in your head egging you on, it helps.
I suppose so. Did you experience any errant symptoms afterward, besides those that could be attributed to losing a limb?
I don't think so. I don't think I've grown more aggressive, if that's what you're asking.
Not
Other than...
Not specifically aggression. Even just fevers soon after as your body tries to fight off an infection. I'm trying to figure out if, well, if it hit an artery or the like, or any area without major blood vessels, that would explain it not getting into your system in that short amount of time. But if it hit a vein, even then, it would probably have gone back up into you.
Well, I mean, I have studied the infected for years. If I was infected in any capacity, even the slightest scrape, I would not be here.
No, I suppose not.
I mean, I've seen many be infected. It's instantaneous. If you do not act, then you will die.
I've seen the actual transformation process take anywhere from just that day to an entire week. However, the fatal prognosis is in about that time, yes.
Of course, yes, it does take its time working through the body. But what I mean is, like you said, if you do not get rid of the limb, or whatever was bitten, within seconds, the spores will have already reached your bloodstream, and at that point, you're, well, dead. Dead men walking. Slowly you'll become more aggressive, and then you'll get a little hungry, and then, you know... At least that's describing it simply.
Yes, a more simplified version. Apologies, you were already turned off from some of my talk about this earlier. You
No,
probably
it's-
don't want to
it's
hear
okay.
more.
No, I'm not as bothered.
Okay. We had a bit of a meeting over the newly apparent strains around here, and I might have turned a couple people's stomachs.
Yeah. I actually wanted to come back for that, but I had to deal with stuff.
It happens.
Yeah, it's okay.
No, it seems some knowledge about the infection that I thought was a bit more common knowledge was not. Primarily that essentially the human body of an infected can continue to be alive for quite a bit of time before it starts decaying and rotting properly.
Oh,
And that in some
Yes,
sense that would define it as alive.
I did neglect to tell Artemis that.
Hmm.
It's better if you don't know.
I honestly forgot that wasn't common knowledge.
It isn't, and honestly, it should stay that way.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Not everyone has the stomach to, well, do such a thing.
Hmm. Most of the time, brain death is rather simultaneous to the point that you consider them infected, but that doesn't stop the human body from being alive.
If it wasn't, then, I mean, logically, how would it function? How would it move? Other than, you know, the fungus growing muscles and operating on the bones.
Yes, I've seen multiple such cases where the mycelium network use the nervous system essentially as a ladder for their own growth, echoing the human shape.
Whoa.
I mean, that's essentially what the ancient are. They're that growth that has been in a human shape for so long, but every part of it has been consumed.
Hmm.
They're entirely fungus, but in the shape of, well, what the fungus would see of as us.
Hence the lack of eyes. I don't think that you've ever seen, well, any fungi have any eyes, have you?
No.
Not
Thankfully.
yet.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's not exactly like they care for light.
Not in the
No.
slightest.
Hmm.
In fact, it seems to be that they prefer the darkness.
Of course they do. Higher moisture levels.
I had never thought about it that way. Apologies, my area of study isn't all life, not
No, that's
like
alright.
specialized in fungi.
It is my specialty. No. That, as well as the infected bodies attempting to maintain homeostasis despite the human dying, is part of why they're so aggressive in the winter. It's dry and it's cold, and they need to move in order to keep their bodies at a certain temperature. And if they're going to move those bodies, they're going to waste so many calories, so they get hungrier.
Hmm. Then why don't we see more ancients moving around?
I think, partially to some extent, it's because the ancients are more of a. How do I put this? They are intrinsically linked to their mycelium. Their mycelium is their actual body. The ancients are connections to it that can pull themselves loose in order to feed that larger body. But
So,
they're just a
more
part
of a defense mechanism.
Yes, both a defense mechanism and a way to bring any food stupid enough to walk into its vicinity, or the rest of the mycelium to feed on.
Like a Venus flytrap, but without,
Yes.
well, the sweet.
No. And at their point of creation, they're so separate from the rest of the infected that they will even snap their trap on them. It's not even always exclusively sound they're hunting for minute vibrations across any of their mycelium. Think of it as dancing on the infected's brain.
Not to mention, it makes sense as to why they aren't roaming with how big they are, consuming that they are connected to the mycelium itself.
Exactly. They will rip themselves apart from the larger network when they are awoken, and if they do go back to rest, they will attempt to reintegrate.
And I mean, the amount of energy that must be needed to create a whole new body must be. I mean,
Exactly. I've seen most of the time the bodies more seem to rest with strands of the mycelium between them and the rest of the body, but yes, it takes quite a bit of energy, and wouldn't be worth going to hunt when things are coming to it.
rather ingenious.
Cherry bomb. come in.
Really is just like a really
Me?
big Venus flytrap.
It's
If you want to
Astro.
compare
Well,
it that way,
Hi.
then yes.
A lot more
What's that?
deadly.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
It's a type
yeah.
of plant growth that lures in,
Just
well,
checking in.
insects with
Yeah, I'm fine.
sugars. It essentially,
I'll
imagine a mouth,
yeah,
but plant.
I'll be there
Yes?
in a bit.
It
What?
keeps.
She said.
Stay with me. Stay with
Okay,
me.
okay.
Mouth but plant. It
Mm.
keeps its mouth open, releasing that scent of the sugars into the air for said insects to land on it. As the insects land on it, of course it doesn't have eyes, it feels the vibrations of the insect landing on, let's call it its tongue. And it snaps shut, trapping the insect inside and then slowly dissolving it.
Oh, okay.
Wherein the nutrients can then go into its soil and provide it with necessary nitrates and stuff that the dirt may not be currently providing.
Compared to the, well, fungal growth, it sits there waiting to hear even the slightest bit of vibration. We have to figure out the decibel level which it lights at, because you can't sneak around them. Regardless, it waits for confirmation and then summons the ancient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of like that then.
Mm-hmm.
That's smart.
It's also why the areas where all of the initial ancient bodies have been dealt with, as well as their shriekers, are, well, except for the risk of inhaling the spores, relatively harmless. They don't have that defense mechanism anymore. Though in some cases they will try to get you stuck in there.
From my knowledge, the Shriekers themselves can't operate as adequately without senses. It's
No.
like it's forming a symbiotic relationship with itself. Which,
I mean, you could call any body with multiple organs that.
fair enough, but for a fungus?
Yes, it is a rather complex one. Essentially, you could consider the parasitic form of wildfire to be almost a larval state, and the ancients and their growth to be the adult form of wildfire.
It's been incubating this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you thought that you could understand it.
Though, this overall discussion isn't going to do us much help on working on fixing that problem or the new kinds that we've recently seen. I personally believe the acidic qualities of the new ones are due to essentially the bodies being less decayed, more alive, and thus their organs not bursting initially, causing buildups of additional flammable acids inside of them.
Like exploding stomach acid?
Exactly.
Horrifying.
Yes, but it does explain what's been happening. The bloaters, they're larger, It seems like something is accelerating the human body's growth, but in ways that a human body would not. They seem to have traits of gigantism, things like that, and that's making them more aggressive, willing to attack animals for food as well. I think some part that is not the cordyceps, but some hindbrain desire and hunger is making them push out for more food.
Would. And this is just a theoretical, but
Mm-hmm.
more of the body is being kept alive, yes?
Yes.
What of the conscience?
Hmm. I haven't encountered one myself, but I didn't need to see. I presume that if it isn't in the organs itself, it's likely more isolated to the neural system.
Hmm.
On the other hand, you have the spore bodies, which it's unusual that they're in winter. I've seen bodies like that before. Generally in autumn or certain points of spring when it's truly moist, where the the cordyceps will attempt to bloom, it will attempt to reproduce, and if it is bursting out of parts of the body, it is trying to release spores.
Do you think that the bloaters are a response to winter in an attempt to spread even or reproduce more?
I don't think it's particularly right to give that much level of intention to this.
Hmm. Who knows? The dead are walking.
No, its eyes are a particularly rare strain that.
Hey, I'm just about outside.
Sorry, the walkie's going off.
Alright, kid, do you want an escort? Come back inside, or are you good to walk yourself in?
I can walk myself in.
Okay, we're still at the kitchens.
Okay.
Okay.
What was I saying?
The particular strain.
Oh, yes. It's entirely possible that it is just a rare strain that we happen to have a larger group come through with. However, it could also be some sort of recently emergent strain, or it could be essentially what happens if something almost reaches that ancient state, but the organs haven't already burst yet and the body's still alive. You've surely seen that the ancients have their torsos ripped open, or are at least in the shape of that. Any of those organs would be long dead. But if it's causing a more symbiotic, though I hesitate to call it that, with the body, it could be attempting to reach those later growth stages in a body that's not allowing it to. I can't say until I actually get to see some of these and preferably pick some apart, but well, if they're exploding, there isn't much hope of that.
Well, a suggestion. It's possible that it is a, well, genetic mutation.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned before, possibly, I'm not saying it was intentional, but the explosion would send more spores, not everywhere, because it's exploding. Assuming that this genetic mutation at first was just that, a mutation, a mistake, it doesn't stop the organism from dying early.
No.
However, it does ensure that whatever mutation it had, at the very least, is spread among some of its spawn.
Mm-hmm. No, so
And-
long as the strain's able to reproduce, that means it's a viable strain.
And if they continue to explode, spreading more spores, I mean, it is possible that this was just a genetic mutation.
It could be. I would need to take a closer look at them, but it is concerning that we may see the numbers begin to spread for that particular strain.
I certainly wouldn't want to deal with an army of bloaters.
No, not particularly. Unless you can manage to shoot one and cause a chain reaction.
That would be cool. Do you think you could pull off such a shot? I don't think he could.
Me? I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not really a long range type of person.
I think a few people in this militia definitely could, though.
I think Artemis could. He's a hunter, is he not?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, assuming that your hand is as steady as it is during research, you could as well.
I am quite good with a rifle, yes. I've modified mine so that it is useful with my prosthetic.
Then I don't think we have much to worry about.
As mentioned before, I did manage to dispose of a couple of those ancients. Quite recently, in fact.
Again, still very impressive. I don't think well, maybe with a group. Definitely not by myself.
No, to try and do something like that on your own would be amount to suicide.
Unless you had a plan.
Yes.
It'd be a really good plan.
An amazingly good plan.
Yeah.
Something involving landmines, most likely.
Strangely enough, I was thinking more of a cobweb trap.
Huh.
I mean, from what I understand, the sonic bursts do a lot less damage than the actual hits. Keep your distance. Continue
That
your
is
fire.
true.
You could survive.
I took quite a few of those when we ended up fighting them.
It's a theoretical, not something that should be tested.
No. Any sort of specific hunting for those is not exactly a good plan.
Do you all have a place I could retire for the night?
Julian, you would know better than me.
I mean, we've got. Oh, actually.
Preferably on the other side of the stadium than the loud one.
I mean, I could set up something in here to move some stuff around.
I can sleep on the floor if I must.
You don't have to sleep on the floor.
I have before.
Sure.
I'd offer mine, but I think Cherry is still staying in my other room.
Yeah. I was gonna say the only other house we have not prepared for winter.
I don't like the cold.
Yeah. Most people don't. I actually just put windows in this room, so should be good.
I suppose this is where I'll be sleeping.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
I can get a bit.
It was nice talking to you, though.
You as well? It's nice having someone actually bounce ideas off of.
Mm-hmm. Likewise.
Most of the time it feels like I'm talking to a brick wall.
I find that if you explain the terms that people are getting caught up on, they can at least have an understanding of it.
That's why I try my best to talk in simpler terms. Like a plant mouth.
Well, it's not a horrible description.
Sorry.
It's close
I don't
enough.
have enough space.
This works.
Yeah. Have a bed.
Oh,
You can
thank
sleep
you.
in bed.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I know there's not technically a door, but this is the door.
It.
Yeah.
I think. I don't think he would be smart enough to get around it, so
Who?
I feel like we are aware.
Oh, we don't need to beat him up that much about it.
What? Rylan?
Yes.
Oh. Nah. He knows better than come to my house.
Good.
Yeah. I also have another way into my house, so you don't have to worry about me coming in.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Apologies for cutting the time short, it is late. And
No,
also I
it's-
stayed up an entire day with Artemis.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, definitely get some sleep then.
Yeah.
I
As you
appreciate
will.
it though.
Alright. Good night then, Dr. Helios.
Mhm.
Good night, Ingram. Julian.
Hopefully no one's killed each other in our absence.
Well, it sounds like Cherry's alive, so
Mm-hmm.
that's good. I don't know where they would be.
Last I heard they were in the kitchen, but that's sort of doubtful that they're still there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe the workshop.
Yes, when in doubt, the workshop's likely.
Hmm.
I'll have to head down there anyways if I'm going to get back to my house.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna take the ladder, I think.
yeah, I'm going to take the stairs. I can do the ladder, but
It would take a long time.
it's just not enjoyable. Hmm.
Where did I hear that?
Hmm?
I heard something echo,
Huh.
but I don't know where from. He left all of his dog here.
There are too many dogs.
Yeah.
Like, we are all agreed that that is too many dogs, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
He's trying to make a sled team?
I don't know. He asked me to build him a dog washing station.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was pretty cool.
I just hooked it up into the same plumbing that the washing machines use, but this is too many dogs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even like dogs. One
I
dog
don't
is
mind him.
too much dog for me. This is 6 dog.
Heaven?
Wait, no. No! What do you mean
Who is
there's
this?
7?
Who are
Who's-
you? Wait.
Uh,
There's another dog.
What do you mean there's There's another dog. It doesn't have a name.
Okay, I've got to tell her.
That's too many dog. That is too
Artemis.
many dog. Artemis?
Are you guys trying to encroach on him while I disappear?
Honestly, we're...
I didn't know you were here.
I'm always here, Artemis.
Okay.
What are you making?
Stew.
Can we not make stew? I feel like we've been making stew for a while. Would you like to take a break from making stew?
I'm not done yet.
That's okay. You don't have to be done.
What?
Cherry's
What's
at your
happening?
house, by the way, Ingram.
Yes, I presumed.
Yeah.
Thank you for
I
letting me
dropped him
know.
off over there. Also, nice grab.
Hmm?
He showed me Eugene.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, he quite enjoys the crab.
Yes, it seemed to be the most effective way of calming him down.
Yeah, he was very happy with Eugene. He has his radio now, so he
Oh,
should be
good.
able to call for help. I've told him to stay on Channel 5.
Mm-hmm. No,
I
I
sent him on a walk earlier, so...
let him name the crab, and now he's very attached.
Yeah, it tends to be that way when you name something.
Mm-hmm.
Then it disappears in the night at the casino.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Well, I don't know what happened.
Rampage.
I know.
Oh.
I don't know what happened to her. Anyways, I'm trying to convince Artemis to go to bed. He's not listening.
Right. I was just gonna ask why there's a 7th dog now.
That's Beatboxing Puppy.
What?
Yeah. That's Beatboxing Puppy. He was born today. Or not today, like yesterday. Or the day before.
It's too many.
Artemis was healing his dog.
He needs
And
to get his dogs fixed.
Yeah.
we're gonna work on getting the dogs fixed, I think. 7 dogs. He has a whole hound crew. Yeah, his name is Beatboxing Puppy.
That's a
He was
long
born
name.
on the bridge.
Okay.
Oh,
His name is Beatboxing
that
Puppy.
poor mother.
I named him that way.
Mm-hmm.
I only have my 3 dogs, and I'm not letting B-Dog reproduce. I'm really
Good.
worried about what that
No.
dog is gonna turn out like if I let him.
Mm-mm.
So he's not allowed.
Also, Dr. Helios is spending the night in my tech lab.
Okay.
So if you need
Like on the floor?
anything, no, I made him a bed.
Okay.
I'm not like a terrible host. What the fuck? You haven't even been to my house.
He did keep Artie away for the whole night. I think he could use the floor.
Okay. Well, it's a cramped room anyways, so
Yeah.
whatever. I have other doors and stairs into my house.
Woo! Woo!
If you guys need into my house.
Okay.
Les is currently sleeping there right now, though.
Oh, my spine.
Artemis, how much stew have you made?
Too much. Too much. He's been going for way too long to not have at least half, like, 32 things of stew.
What?
What did you do to him?
I don't know. He's been freaking out about making the child stew.
Oh,
And
apologies,
I told him
Stu.
that we should stop butting our nose into the nomad's business.
Not for the nomads.
And now he's been doing this because he doesn't know how to make friends other than being useful to people. I told him I'm going to confine him to bed rest. You have 10 minutes. I'm going to count them out physically. 1, 2,
Oh, the counting.
3,
Oh, she started.
4, 5,
Give us an action.
7, 8,
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, oh, shit.
think it's
Where did he
working.
go?
Ah,
There he
this
goes.
way.
With the ladder. I think it works.
Artemis!
Okay?
I am not doing that fucking ladder.
Artemis!
No.
Artemis!
Well, good luck with your boyfriend.
Thanks.
Actually take that stew off the pot. Oh, good lord. What the fuck? Why do you have these? That is too much stew. Too much. Our blind bench. Well, I'll be fine, I suppose. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm great right now. They've been really nice.
Cherry, you all right up there?
Yep, I'm good.
All right.
I kind of grabbed her and decided that I should come over there, so.
Hmm.
They've been really nice. Like my own little room. It has a fish tank with a crab in it, and Eugene. I named him Eugene. Yeah, looked at it and gave me some stuff for it. I needed, I don't know, I just needed to get some air, I guess. Sorry, I should have told you later. I saw that Leslie wasn't home when I got there, so I got a bit paranoid. And I just I'm somewhere in the forest around the militia. That's what they've been telling me. Apparently, I think apparently I did see it. He left a stack of heads in front of the militia this morning. Yeah. Oh, that's what he's been up to, I guess. He seems alive. He's alive, but I don't know what's up with him. I have a guess of what's up with him, but I don't actually know. He's somewhere in the forest, so he's just living his time. He'll come back eventually, maybe. Probably. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I've been
Hmm.
napping most of the time here. Yeah. I've been getting juicy and getting
Mhm.
a little secret. You know, secret. You know,
Hmm.
secret. I had my room looked at. What else did I get up to? Kind of been sneaking around. I was kind of paranoid of Artemis the entire time. They were out when I got here, but eventually came back, and I was like, caught by Julian eavesdropping on noises. It's been really funny. I guess he didn't try to just push me off a building, literally, but you know. Really friendly. Yeah, he was telling me that he didn't mean to push me and he was trying to hand me the candies, but I'm pretty sure, according to my memory, he had already handed me the candies by the time he tried to push me. Because I remember in a sequence of we were staring at each other, and Rocco was like, come on, give the candy. And then I kind of pointed down. I was like, okay, come here, Artemis. And then Artemis was like, no, you come here. And Artemis kind of relented and gave it to me. Then I threw it off, and then he punched me. Except Artemis had to gaslight me that it was the other way around. I don't think so. My memory is greater than hers. He is old. Trying to justify himself. I don't know. He apologized for it, though. So that's a start. He didn't exactly apologize for yelling at me at all. Or, you know, threatening me with, I'm going to leave before I do something I regret. Which is over concerning to me, but also while we were in the middle of talking, I kind of freaked out and left. It's about Kinley. Yeah. From what I gathered, he blames me for her getting shot. When I told Artemis about what happened between the farm and Bertle Grove and my involvement in all of it, I never mentioned Kim because she told me not to. So Kinley must have told him, and I guess that means Kinley blames me for what happened. I thought he forgave me by now. I thought that she forgave me, that she didn't blame me for her getting shot, and when we talked after she woke up, she didn't start apologizing. I tried apologizing to her and all of that, and she just I don't know. I thought it was a him. I thought he was
Is something going on?
We left sweet potato fries in your mailbox. Good night.
Oh,
Yes. Sorry.
okay.
Bye.
Good night.
I'm gonna go home to beat my wife.
No. No.
I think it's fine. I might
They were dropping off sweet potato fries in England's mailbox, baby. Anyway.
Cherry,
Yeah?
I believe you were left something in the mailbox.
One sec, Davey.
I believe you were left something in the mailbox.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you get back to your call.
More sweet potato fries. Thank you. Sorry if I'm being too loud. You can tell me to shut up if
Oh,
you need
no,
to.
no, 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 no. I'm sitting in my room and writing.
Okay, perfect.
Hmm. Mhm.
But I thought she forgave me. Like when we talked about it, she just kept apologizing to me, saying it wasn't my fault, and then she turns around and tells Artemis that it was my fault, and that I didn't save her from.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
And we even talked a little bit or sleep together because as far as it's gone, honestly, or at least as far as how I think of it, the whole thing should be. Not that I'm mad necessarily mad, it's more because we can't be together. It's not like she got her back. But I mean, I don't know.
Hmm. Mhm.
That's what he told me before. He said the reminder I guess it's not just me because I told him that I love the place and I love constructing characters and places and everything.
Hmm. Mhm. Mhm. Hmm. 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 Mhm.
So it's just a little bit, and I'll probably come back and yeah, I'll sterilize and stuff. Yeah, maybe so I do. Have you had any luck contacting Lucky at all? Or is it still just consistent calling connection? You're fine. That's what I figured. He might have treated you earlier.
I need to refill that. Hmm.
Everything is fine in itself. He seems to be okay though, so that's good. I don't think this is a healthy way to last stream. I don't think it is.
There. It's my turn. I won't be able to get through. I hope Rocker's getting some sleep.
I don't know.
I'd like to see him again soon.